Let's watch a movie, get drunk and shoot the shit. Hopefully we can see that actress show her tits. And if they win an Oscar, we will talk about it too. When we get movie buzzed with you. Trivia and silly talk, what more could you really want? Movie time and getting drunk, man, we'll have a lot of fun. Citizen Kane to Purple Rain and shit that Michael Bay has made too. We will talk about it when we get movie buzzed with you. Inebriating, movie rating, and we've got a guest. Movie Buzzed is the best. Podcast starts now.
Yes, it does. Hello, sir. And the sir I'm referring to is our guest host here, Mr. Michael Bannister.
Hello, good evening.
It's 2:00 in the afternoon, sir. We've procured a copy of Me, Myself, and Irene. We're gonna pop that on and have a little fun, sir. How'd you like that intro?
Yeah, I loved it.
Good.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just making that the entire intro and just using it all the time. I like it. I'm a big fan. We have 2 special interviews today. It's very cool, so definitely stick around for those. I'm excited to get to them. So we'll get to the first one. We're going to jump on the Team Procreate guest line. Team Procreate, you say? Yes. Team Procreate is a community, an online community, that gathers artists to share, collaborate, and promote their projects together. At teamprocreate.com, you'll find movie reviews, music reviews, casting calls, and 3 other podcasts like ours, but not like ours. They're like podcasts, but they're not, they're not all fucking getting drunk and watching movies. So let's try and get this guest on, see what he has to say.
Sounds like fun.
You watched this last night, right?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't even have to watch this now. You should know where it is already. Guess what's happening? Wrong.
What's wrong?
Your guess. You guessed incorrectly, sir. What is happening is the screen. Okay.
I didn't guess at all, so how did I guess wrong?
Because you didn't guess, so. Okay, Wesley's good to go. We're good to go. So let's go. All right, fucking shut up.
How could you?
And before, I can't really, I want to. Oh, God. This could be real bad.
Let's hope not.
Oh, you want to move that mic back a little bit real fast?
Hello?
Hello, Wesley?
Hello?
Oh, fuck. Hello, Wesley?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you called my cell, though.
Damn it. Okay. All right, give me a moment.
Oh, no problem.
All right, thank you. See, I'm already fucking shit up.
You're the worst.
I know. I meant to call his landline. I can't get over myself, sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Hello?
You called my cell again.
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure I have the right thing. Okay, I got you. 29.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Alrighty, I will call you on the correct number in 1 moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my god, dude. This is not turning out to be the best of shows already. Actually, it's turning out to be a great show. I'm just turning out to be not the best of hosts already. 3rd time's a charm. Oh my lord. Of course.
Record your message at the tone. When
That's
you
funny.
are finished.
4th time's a charm, sir.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I called the landline. I called the right number. Because it said his name in the voice recording. So.
Maybe
1, 2, 3.
he had something to do first.
Go.
Hey, I'm going to put you on hold. For some reason, that number transfers to a different number, so
Uh-oh.
I'll just put you on hold and I'll put you in my office. 1 second here.
Sure, you're
Sorry.
fine. Yeah, no, okay.
How do I sound? Good?
Yeah. We sound like we're on hold right now.
Yeah.
I'm on hold, motherfucker. It's time to hold. So give me some music to groove to on hold. He's gonna like pick up and I'll just be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Is he rapping?
Okay, we're good now.
Awesome, perfect. How are you this afternoon? Yeah. Well, is it? Oh wait, it's like.
Yeah, it's afternoon. Hold on, I gotta turn your sound up here.
It's technically now. So we'd like to welcome Wesley. He is someone that has dealt with dissociative identity disorder for almost 10 years now. We really appreciate you being on the show and kind of offering your insights into this because, I mean, the movie's sort of like a silly thing. And obviously, that's what it seems to generally be portrayed as. It's like either silly or kind of like extremely, neurotic and sort of, I don't know, off the wall. So,
Absolutely. It's been depicted kind of, like you said, as kind of like a silly thing, or they show the extreme of it. I think the majority of this is, people don't have those extremes. They can function just fine in public. So it does. I don't think the public has a real great idea of what it's actually like.
yeah, I was talking to my friend Caleb the other day, and his father has some form of DID, and putting yourself in that sort of mindset, this movie in particular, in other instances, the examples are like you kind of turn into another person or something or another, but it's not necessarily like that.
It is difficult to describe to somebody who doesn't know what it's like, but I guess one way to put it is kind of like having kind of multiple consciousnesses, like somebody. It's like your mind is like this theater. Somebody's up in the front stage, the one who's out there and acting, but everyone, there's a whole group of people back there kind of taking part in the whole thing.
Wow.
And sometimes they take turns, kind of, and it's not always easy to control who's up there and who's controlling, what's happening on the outside, or even in your mind. Like sometimes your whole thought process will be just completely different, from minute to minute.
Jeez.
So, I mean, that is a bit difficult to describe, but that's the best way I can say it. It's like you have a certain percentage of control over your mind, basically.
Right. The way that he put it was that his mental environment would change, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just everything. Things like your interests, say like your hobbies, those will change, and
Really?
your moods will change for no particular reason, but they will. And just your whole thought process changes. It's like I said, it's kind of like having multiple consciousnesses, and some people might have the extreme where it's just one at a time. But really, some of us, we kind of have them all kind of at once. Sometimes it is just one, but it's not always just that. Sometimes it's just like your mind is being torn apart because you have different. Basically, it's like having different minds in there, and they're all trying to have their own way. So that is the struggle.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest on a little bit later that actually has 9 identities, living inside of her, and it's it's kind of a strange thing for an outsider because there's definitely like a political correctness that comes along with it, sort of, because I mean, you don't want to be calling someone like schizophrenic or something. You know what I mean?
It's just there's that's what I hope this can help spread the word a little bit, because it is difficult for people to know the difference between schizophrenics and people with bipolar and people with DID. It's not something they think about normally, and they might just have a surface knowledge. So
is that something that comes along with it? Like we were talking, you obviously have some psychological adverse effects. So what about like socially or in different, just different like social environments? I'm sure that some people have difficulty trying to adjust, I guess I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Some people, I would say, let's use the U.S. of Tara as an example. That's what most people are already familiar with. She has these extreme swings. That would make it very difficult to function. Luckily, I'm able to, have these swings and have these different personalities come forward, and I'm still able to basically act normal for the most part. The biggest things that have affected me have been, relationships, people who are really close to you. They'll notice, they notice what's going on, with your moods changing and everything. But it's not like the U.S. of Terror all the time. I mean, there are people like that, but there's a lot of us who are just they seem pretty normal on the outside. So socially, I don't think it's been a huge problem for me, really.
The stigma that people have about, it seems like any kind of mental disorder or whatever you want to call it, affliction, or however you want to put it, people don't really I don't know, it just seems like the acceptance it's difficult to come by sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean, just take mental health problems in general. I mean, there's always going to be a stigma in some communities where you're seen as weak, or if you seek help, you're seen as just like a weak person because you can't handle it. You should be able to just get over it. That's the kind of mindset that some people have. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like, who you kidding? Yeah. Because I've talked to people about the condition and everything, and some people are just like, well, why don't they just they're just looking for attention or something like that, and it's like it's way beyond that. Like,
no, yeah, definitely. Like I said, like I hide it. I hide it very well. Like I think you found me off Reddit, which is basically you're mostly anonymous on there, and it's the only place I really come out on it. Just in general, I don't talk to people about it. Like in real life, I keep it pretty well hidden.
So more specifically about your case, I guess, would you say you have two more distinct personalities, or how does that work?
I would say I can find kind of a center for the most part, but yeah, for me personally, I have two other personalities that are very distinct, but I know there are others, but there are definitely two that really stand out.
When one of them is at the front, are the others like conscious of this happening, or?
Yeah, they like I said, sometimes they kind of come together. A lot of them are kind of forward or trying to get there and trying to make decisions, like even simple decisions sometimes. When that's happening, it's almost impossible. It's like you're fighting all these people in your head just to make even a simple decision. So
would you say that you are Wesley, and these other personalities trying to come to the front are also, I mean, they're also clearly part of you, but are they different than who you would say you are as a person?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as a normal as just my normal self,
Right.
I'm definitely different. I would say my worst one is very self-destructive. I've ended up in the hospital even because of issues caused by that one. That's really the most prominent one, and that it's really self-destructive. The others are, one of them is like a kind of a feminine female thing, and that one's another one that's kind of out there, but that's not like something that causes me any trouble in life. And another example, one of them is really huge, kind of alcoholic, and any other time, no matter any other personalities, including just my normal self, I have zero interest in drinking like that, and I have no addictive feelings. But when that comes around, that's just how it is.
Oh wow!
It just my whole personality changes. I mean, it's just how it is. Sometimes you really can't control the actions. Some people with this, they'll be just really calm people, and sometimes they'll, one of their personalities might be a huge partier or something, and it's contradictory what they normally are.
Right. So that's kind of that's actually what I was getting at, is that it not only affects your psychological being, but also your physical being. Like you said, you take on the actions of a different person almost.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily, I don't have any that are, do anything really illegal.
Right.
Or none of them are dangerous to other people. But that isn't to say people with this disorder, they don't have that. I mean, they absolutely could have one that is violent, or even myself, I have one that's very self-destructive and kind of the suicidal thing going on, and that's scary, and you can't really control it that well.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. Yeah, and you're watching it all kind of unfold with an inability to do anything about it, which seems
Yeah, and
like it'd be the worst part.
sometimes I have been just completely gone, like just conscious. I'm basically like my mind is unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time it's kind of like you have a back seat and you're watching what's going on, and you don't have any control.
Well, from what I understand, when I was doing a lot of reading, there's been a lot of trouble. We kind of talked about this in the beginning, but there's been like trouble diagnosing and treating, and like even one of the main causes, well, what they thought was the main cause as trauma of stress, has been like heavily refuted now. What I read, they're even saying that this happens to people who are like under hypnotic suggestion. Sometimes it can be a therapeutic thing that kind of they're trying to recover repressed memories, and it ends up splitting personalities off. So in your case, have you had any kind of like official diagnosis, and then also what have you done as far as like treatment is concerned? I guess you'd call it treatment.
Yeah. Well, I have 3 people who have helped me with this. I have a regular doctor who has diagnosed me with it and has put that diagnosis in with the hospital, luckily. My psychiatrist is one of those people who doesn't really believe in it, so I don't know how much longer I'll be going there. He just kind of throws pills at it and hopefully, makes it go away. Therapist who I've seen for over 2 years, she's doesn't really give me an exact diagnosis, but she is the one who does help me the most. She before I even knew what I had, she was doing something called EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Rolls right off your tongue.
Yeah,
but,
you got that down pretty well.
I'm sorry, what?
I said you got that down pretty well.
But yeah, it's kind of like not hypnosis, but in a way it kind of is. It kind of helps you reach down and try to pull up memories and whatnot. And for me, I think I've been getting better over time, but I don't know how much this actually helps in particular. But I do think she knows kind of what's what I have, and she just doesn't really say it. She's never given me a real diagnosis for anything.
Well, that could be just some that could just be some therapy trick that it's like if you don't say that you have it, then maybe you can trick yourself or something. Like I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
I don't think I think she just wants to kind of help treat it and not focus on the problem. I don't think she wants me to think that I have something really wrong with me or anything. I think she just wants to go ahead and try to fix it
and help you. Yeah, well, it's better than having a psychiatrist that doesn't even believe in the symptom. That's just really
and that hasn't helped at all. I've been on, thanks to doctors who haven't really been helpful, I've been on just so many medications, and literally one has helped me, and that's just for anxiety. It's not for depression or any any mood swings or anything like that. Just anxiety's mostly under control. Like the one big thing about this is there is no there's no pill for it. You can't just take a pill and have it be treated. That's not how it works.
Right, that's not how really anything works, I mean, you can take pills to manage the pain, but you should probably exercise and eat right and work on getting.
Yeah, exactly. You have to actually take steps to fix it. Cognitive therapy like EMDR is considered one of the better options for people with DID.
Very interesting. This is all very interesting. I really appreciate you being on the show. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like to, get it out there, and I want people to, not be afraid to come forward and say, hey, maybe this is what's wrong with me, because,
right.
It's kind of seen it as a joke in society. So I just, I'm an open book, and I like to be that way just so, anyone can feel comfortable, around me, and they can talk about it, and because I think a lot of people are kind of shunned for coming forward. So, and I want that to change.
Right. I could see people. I mean, it would be a frightening thing to not know what's happening.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for me, even it was really kind of embarrassing. Sometimes I felt like really kind of feminine. I mean, I'm a guy, obviously, but one of them or more of them are females that come out, and that's how you feel. That's how your body kind of changes. Your whole body and mind, it changes to feel that way. and that could be incredibly embarrassing to come forward and talk to somebody about. So
We were talking about the different types of the causes that they believe is attributed to DID. If you don't mind discussing, what do you think triggered your state of being? And is it how you've existed since you can remember? Or is it something that you think, specifically happened to kind of call
I don't think there's a specific thing for me. I grew up with, my mom had some very abusive boyfriends, and I don't remember anything in particular that happened, but I mean, I do know the general environment was really scary for me as a kid. It wasn't a healthy environment, and I was constantly left alone. I mean, I really felt like an outsider. I mean, even as far back as 4th grade, I remember just feeling completely outside of everyone, even my friends. And even back then, when in 4th grade, 5th grade, that's when I started noticing some issues. But I mean, I was constantly thinking about suicide and stuff, even back then. So I don't really know in particular, but I know just kind of my general environment wasn't too healthy. Some people will come and say, I was sexually abused. I was beaten as a kid. My answer was pretty mild compared to, what a lot of these people would have.
I still think that what you're doing, especially now, I think this is a very inspiring thing, and you should be proud of that, definitely. And I'm proud to have you on as a guest. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I just want to get the word out there, and like I said, I'm in a totally open book, and anyone can come to me if they have any questions.
If any of our listeners out there are curious or have any questions, they can contact the show, and we'll get a hold of Wesley for you and get you to the right place. So without any further ado, Wesley, I think we will let you go tonight.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you once again. I can't say it enough. I really do appreciate it. I know I'm just constantly saying it, but yeah, I really appreciate you being on the show. So
absolutely. Well, you have a nice day.
Alrighty, sir. Well, you have a good rest of your afternoon, and I will keep in touch.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Mike, I'm going to need you to shut up.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got too much input going on for that interview.
Right.
That was awesome, dude. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like, that guy is really insightful, and I don't know. He's definitely, come to a place where he's at least comfortable with what is going on in his life enough so to where he can acknowledge that it's happening and, try and reach out to help other people. So, time to get to the silly Jim Carrey movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great transition. By the way, I've mentioned the last 2 episodes. I think this will be the last time I'm going to mention it, but we're on a new format here on the show, so you don't have to play the movie when we play it. I mean, you can. Go ahead and crack her open. You can do it next to the microphone if you want for a little sound effect. I like it. It's going to sound really good, dude. Thank you. Oh, cheers. Some nice Yuengling there. You ever had Yuengling?
No, not bad.
It's not too bad. Comes from Pennsylvania. My cousin brought it from Ohio.
Higher?
Yeah. We watched Masters of the Universe last week. Have you ever seen that? It's a He-Man movie.
Yeah,
the live action.
The old school one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like live action.
With Courtney Cox and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. By any means, it just wasn't the best.
It was one of my brother's favorites.
That's so funny because my cousin's like, this is me and his sister, my other cousin, he's like, favorite movies. Like, how can this be anybody's favorite movie? This movie kind of
Yeah.
I have to put it out there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like I told him, it was that magical time in Hollywood where the set design was better than the special effects. So Castle Grayskull looked pretty badass, but then when people are blowing up and shit, it looked awful.
But I mean, Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph fucking Lundgren.
As He-Man was pretty good.
I have the power.
But
I can't even do a Dolph impression. All right, dude, resume film. I love that shot right there. It's where he's riding the motorcycle and he has the bugs all over his face and teeth.
yeah,
It's gross.
I wouldn't say love it, but
I love it, man.
love it.
I love it. I'm gonna put it up on my wall. I'm gonna take a screenshot, print that shit out. Boom. After this, I'm gonna plug my digitally mastered for optimal video and audio performance. What are you drinking? Well, Yuengling, but other than that, what is that?
Kool-Aid.
Are you serious? I thought that was a Mio or something. That's
Kool-Aid.
awesome. That's so funny. A little Kool-Aid. What's Kool-Aid? There you go.
Boom.
20th Century Fox. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Basically, what the show's turned into is just like a promotional tool for all these giant companies that come across the movie screen. 20th Century Fox, just whatever comes up, I just talk about it. So
That's cool.
yeah, free promotion basically. So I have Negro Modelo. This goes out to the Negro Modelo breweristas. Thank you. I got a star in my car and one on my chest, a gun on my hip, and the right to arrest. That movie sucks. This movie's all right. It's not the best. It's not the worst. The purpose of the show right now is basically to get people to either watch or, maybe even not watch the movie because we talk about it, about how awful it is or how good it is.
Right.
How many stars would you give this movie? We've only seen 5 minutes and 2 minutes of it. Go ahead and rate it.
Out of 5?
Out of 10.
Out of 10, I would say 6.
You can do halves. 6 to, yeah, that's not bad. I give it a 6 as well. I was going to give it like a 6.2, but fuck it. Let's round down there.
The bridge that
Nice.
that he goes over at the beginning of this movie is the Pell Bridge, and it connects Jamestown to Newport.
Great. Rhode Island? Yeah, I don't know. For those of you that can't see, because this is an audio-only show, Mike just shrugged. That's all I got. It was funny. We were doing the sound test.
There it is.
Oh,
That's the Pell Bridge right there.
nice. I thought you actually said it after it occurred. I was like, you could have told me before it was on, so I could have seen it. But no. Thank you. Those outfits are pretty cool. Wouldn't you feel like a man of power if you walked into a room wearing that like slick outfit?
For sure.
Yeah. What's going on over here? Hey, if anybody out there's listening knows anything about fucking audio, computer problems, mixing problems, like if you're some kind of recorder person, feel free to get a hold of the show because I could use your help. And for the rest of you that just want to get a hold of the show, maybe want to be a guest, be a co-host, whatever. You just like the show, let us know. Go on to Facebook. You can like us there. Really appreciate that when that happens. It gives me a podcast erection. It's very very special kind of erection. So if you like having that kind of effect on me, go ahead and like us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at movie_buzzed. We're also on Instagram, which I have not posted. Turn into him later when he gets that cotton mouth real bad. We have not posted on Instagram for quite a while, but there are some pictures there, so head over there. You can email the show at moviebuzzed@gmail.com. And as always, you can find the show over at teamprocreate.com under the Procasts. We are Movie Buzz. There you go. That's just me and you and this movie. That has an hour and 52 minutes. Jesus. How are we going to make it?
We'll make it.
I know. We still have another interview to call in. I'm really thinking about contemplating having the movie keep on playing while we do the interview, and then we don't waste any time. Those mustaches are tight, dude.
Faux show.
It's like 80s.
They all have one.
mustaches. They all do, too, yeah. I was watching... I don't know why I was watching this today. It did not get me in the mood to watch this or do the show, but I was watching There Will Be Blood. And it's real heavy. Like it's a film. You know what I mean? Like it's the music. It's just this whole mood and vibe. And this guy shows up to meet the main character, and he's supposed to be his brother. And I think you're supposed to tell because they both have like these giant mustaches that are like those. So they're still cool. This is they're like 1900 like oil prospector mustaches, basically. You mind if I hit this bowl?
Not at all.
Okay. It's okay to let people know we're doing drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know how legal. I don't know the legalities of that. Admitting that you did something, like in another state or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't either.
I was doing coke in Los Angeles like 4 years ago.
Yeah. No big deal.
Well, we're gonna need you to come down to the station. Tell us about this cocaine ring that you're masterminding.
Yeah. Who hasn't?
I don't know. There's a problem. Oh, Ooh, there it is. Oh my gosh. I like it. Why does this motherfucker have nunchucks in his back pocket? And look at these skills. Like, he knows what he's doing, clearly.
He's like a super genius.
A super genius, because he can whip somebody with some nunchucks.
Well, I mean, he is, so he's got to protect himself. He's smart.
Super genius. What's that show? There was like some show where somebody used like 2 sausages tied together.
They do that in the original Turtles movie.
Yeah, it is. I forgot about that. Nice.
Or maybe
It's the second one, I think.
yeah, the second one.
But yeah, Secret of the Ooze. I'm not excited to see the new one. I'm going to see it, but I'm not excited to see it from what I've heard.
From what I hear, it's okay.
Somebody was talking about it the other week. They're like, well, fucking turtle lips. They have lips.
Yeah.
Like, okay. They're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know. I didn't think the lips was the most absurd part, but whatever.
Either way, obviously a midget black man
It's
with
part of their
nunchucks is hilarious. I don't care.
I don't care
why he has
who
them.
you are. Small people with nunchucks. Is it the fact that he's black and small?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
the black add to it?
and he has black nunchucks.
The black adds to it. Oh, Mary's giving birth. This is pretty funny too, because it ends up being like black triplets.
Right.
African American. No, that's not even right. What are you supposed to? And all the nurses and the doctors looking at him like, that is not your child, sir. Look at all that trivia over there. Just flying through it left and right.
Yeah, you know.
You gonna bust something out randomly? They used a prosthetic.
Yeah, he has 3 black children, and it's an obvious reference to a skit done by Andy Kaufman on the late night show with David Letterman.
Yep.
Where he has 3 adopted sons that
He
are all
does.
black.
And yeah. It was really silly. It was a pretty funny sort of thing. Andy Kaufman, I have that guy tattooed on my side.
And here's the scene why no one calls him on it.
And old Jim Carrey portrayed Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon. How about that? I straight up showed some people in the bar last night my Tony Clifton tattoo, which is Andy Kaufman's like alter ego. It was kind of weird. I'd never do that.
Speaking of alter egos,
Yeah.
this is a sane man who had an alter ego just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for kicks.
Yeah, just for like to bring entertainment to people sort of thing. It was awesome. I saw his alter ego a couple of years ago when I was out in LA. That's what inspired me to get the tattoo. That guy has inspired me through his death. I don't know, sausages.
Sausages.
They made some joke about black people having big penises. He said that their dicks are bigger than the sausages.
Yeah.
Good one, buddy. He said this is where we find out, like, why people don't give a shit, does he? What happens?
Why nobody calls him on it? Because he's ready to fight over it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then he starts cutting up the sausages.
Like a black man's penis.
He was like, come on, man.
Come on, man. I was good.
They're black. And
This is funny. He's like confessing at church, and someone's like, Charlie? Like, you're not supposed to do that, Father.
yeah, he's actually talking to Peter Farrelly.
Farrelly? The Farrelly brother? One of the directors?
He's the one that's the priest on the other side.
Good to know. Good to know, Mr. Trivia Guy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're like the Superman of trivia, you might say. Oh, yeah, for those of you that are listening, which is everyone, Mike's wearing a Superman shirt.
Why not?
That's a joke. That's the gist of the joke there, sir. Something interesting happened when we were getting set up for the show. We were talking about past and current relationships and things, and you had mentioned something about period sex. And I think I've talked about period sex the past 2 or 3 shows now. One of them got recorded and I couldn't use it. Then we talked about it last week, and we might have talked about it twice. But last night I was at the bar. Dude, I got a lot of crazy shit happened I need to catch you up on. We'll just do it. We'll just air it all out right now. We're sitting there. There was like a, group of us from work, and then there was this guy's friend, and then this guy's friend's girlfriend. And we were just chatting, and I was talking about the show, And he's like, "Oh yeah, Zach's the host of this really popular radio show." And he kept stressing really popular. And I was like, really popular? I was like, man,
Right.
it's getting there. But he kept going, it's really, really popular podcast. These are really popular. And she's like, will you give me a shot? It made me feel kind of important for
It's important to pay attention to this scene where they have very little materials.
Yeah, they're building an airplane.
They have very little materials here.
Like a sewing kit and like some big wheels.
and a little wood and
some paper.
a bike.
And of this guy, apparently one of his sons is always eating, and this one is eating a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
And they use their materials to build a nice plane.
Yeah, he comes back the next night.
Yeah, it's like he comes home from work, and they have a fucking
a whole plane,
like a biplane. Yeah, don't take off of that. Oh, and see now he's eating some Utz chips. Switch from Cheetos to Utz.
Yeah,
I love that they still have the same fucking couch when they're like 18 years older, and they all just still chill on it. What are they watching? Daddy, that motherfucking Gomer Pyle, like something like that.
Looks like MASH.
They're watching Gomer Pyle now, but it switches. I'm talking about when they're older, like, oh, that motherfucking Chris Rock is hilarious or something.
Yeah,
it's really funny. Daddy, they're watching Gomer Pyle. It's like, Daddy, can we watch Richard Pryor? But yeah, so this chick was like trying to get. She's like, will you give me a shot? Will you give me a shot on the radio? And I was like, I get, but what do you mean? Like, what do you do? Like, what is do you want to be like a co-host for an episode, or like, she's like, people tell me everything for some reason. Whenever I meet a person, they tell me everything. Oh, he's eating Doritos now. Yeah. And then like her boyfriend chimed in and was like, yeah, people tell her everything, And I was like, that could be interesting, It's always people's stories are interesting. And she's like, I really love to give sex advice. And I was like, sold. I was like, that would be perfect. I was like, we could figure something out. There's no movie that I really want to watch and have you on, I'll get random people to ask random questions about sex, and then I'll write them down and I'll ask you. She likes the idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it, Mike, I'm a fucking manager. I'm going to make her a star. First I make myself one, but then I'll make her one. Yeah, I don't know. It was really strange, and I was like, I'm really bad at saying no, which I didn't really necessarily want to say no, I guess. There wasn't any reason to. I was like, fuck it. So, for those of you out there that have questions that you want to ask a random person who is good at giving sex advice, go ahead and send us a message on one of the various social medias, and we'll ask her for you. Yeah. That happened. And then something very uncharacteristic of me happened last night.
In this scene where they're doing homework, one of them expresses the dismay over the fact that Pluto was classified as a planet.
And in 2009?
2006, it was confirmed it was not a planet.
You're just on IMDb over there? Is that what you're doing? I do it all the time. That's what I did. I mean, before every show, I spend the week just researching and shit.
This right here is ad-libbed. And one of them definitely looks surprised.
That's so cute, though. For those of you that are not watching the movie and don't have any idea what we're referring to, the three big sons of his kissed him on the cheek.
Oh, man.
Dog shitting. And the way he's standing is just like, this is me shitting, and you cannot avoid it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
This guy's so gross.
And his wife takes his paper, or maybe he takes it.
Yeah, for his wife or whatever. Like a fucking asshole. The worst neighbors ever. This is where things start turning. You know what I mean? Just there, he did this pause where you're like, oh shit, he's gonna fucking... Oh, well, I guess it happened earlier. They're setting it up. When they're the kids, when they were talking about the kids' penises and shit.
It's just an everyday thing. That's what they're showing here. It's every day. He never has his fucking newspaper. He even looks at him as he drives away.
Never does anything about it. God damn, excuse me.
God damn you.
I told that girl that on the show I called the 7-year-old girl a cunt that was out the window. I didn't yell it or anything. I just referred to her as it. And she's like, no, you do not use those words. And I was like, I'm trying to take it back for the ladies. I was like, it used to be, because it's not a medical term. It was just like a term that women used to refer to their vaginas. And then, of course, it would have to be men that, took that word and turned it into something negative, Just like I'm just sure like
Titties.
titties. I'm sure like pussy was like a reference to a vagina. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, you're being a pussy. It's like, oh, why you gotta ruin it? Why can't the ladies have words like pussy and cunt like we have dick? I don't know.
It's like when somebody said something about cock blocking, and I'm like, "What's it called for a girl?" And nobody knew what I was talking about, and I'm like, "How about twat swat?"
Nice. You fucking twat. Nice. I like that a lot. Did you work that out on your own, or did you have to work with some people on that one?
Actually, I think it's in what's the movie?
So you're stealing it.
What's the movie
Great.
where they're friends and they do it?
They swat twats?
Friends with benefits.
Oh, okay. No, was never a big Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis
fans,
movie together fan. I like them separately, but a movie called Friends with Benefits with both of them in it never quite drew my attention, sir. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy yet?
Yep.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it such a good fucking movie?
I want to see it again.
We could do it after this if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you got time. I don't like hanging out with you. This is really pushing it, buddy. It's 2 hours. Yeah, but wasn't that incredible?
SummerSlam, WWE SummerSlam is later on tonight
Nice. Where are you watching that?
at my house.
At your house?
Mm.
Who else is there?
My friend Ryan.
My friend, myself?
I'm sure you'd be welcome if that's maybe what you're getting to.
Oh, no. I was just trying to avoid wherever you were going to be. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be there either, so thank you.
Oh gosh,
I mean,
this fucking little girl.
Yeah.
This fucking
What did she
bitch.
What did she call him too? Like a fuck or something?
It's about to happen. She said she says I don't have to listen to you because
fuck off.
You watch your little girl or watch your little mouth, girl.
Bitch.
And then she just starts screaming.
Yeah. Like she just and then she just goes back to fucking skipping.
Fucking smack a bitch.
Fucking smack a little.
I've never hit a woman,
bitch.
but I'll certainly smack a hoe.
She is a little girl, so she isn't a woman. You could just say that. You don't have to call her a hoe. She's 6 years old, sir.
Well, this hoe.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
This is a hoe right here.
This is a confirmed hoe. She has vaginal
Ho-ness.
issues. What does she get? Like vagiline or something?
Vagiclean.
Here it goes. This is the first
This
transition.
Yep.
And see, this is kind of what they were getting at.
It was the last straw.
I think this might be kind of what like Wesley was getting at in the interview too. It's like, I'm sure when something takes over, I should have asked him, so I can't really speak for him. But my guess is when a personality is coming to the front, it's not like he's like, like his eyes all twitching and shit, and like I don't know. But I do imagine it's like this, where like you're totally vegiclean. I love his Hank voice too. He's all vegiclean,
Yeah.
A little extra cheese on that taco.
Obviously, Jim Carrey's a genius.
He's amazing. I assume that it's not like that, but I do assume that it's like, a major shift in like the way he even said it's physical. So like he carries himself differently and shit, like you would be able to not only like maybe even visibly, but like audibly tell that he's a completely different person. That has just got to be like the most intense thing in the world,
Yeah.
Like you becoming someone else, but you can see it happening. And
Yeah.
like, see them. And I can see where like people would be like, "Oh, bullshit," or whatever. You're just doing this for. Like, no.
He gets that girl back.
Mike isn't laughing at me. He's not being insensitive. He's actually laughing at Hank dousing, dunking this girl's
Head.
head in the
Underwater.
fountain, and then he's like, "The name's Hank. Fuckface." This is weird too.
Who hasn't wanted to do this? I mean, come on.
Me?
Y-
I don't know. This seems really weird. You would definitely.
It's really weird, yeah, but I mean, she's got her tit out.
It's yeah, but she's feeding her child. This is assault and battery.
She's super hot.
It's
I mean, come on.
I don't know. It's kind of rape almost.
I'm not saying let everyone do it. I'm just saying who hasn't wanted to. I mean, just trying to be honest.
Let me just get some of that breast milk out after you fed your child. Yeah.
I just want to suck on some titty.
Oh, okay.
But how does he have a mustache?
His milk
Because you
mustache,
couldn't
yeah.
have a mustache unless
He
you
was-
drank out of a cup.
He was suckling. He was suckling. He was not drinking, so he should not have a mustache. That's not right. Fairley Brothers don't give a fuck about physics or anything like that.
Right.
Like, we're just trying to bring the comedy.
True.
Barked it for you. He's just getting back at all these fucking people that have wronged him throughout just today. You know?
Yeah.
He's just like going back. He fucked that guy.
It's a daily thing, though.
Yeah, exactly. So
Obviously,
he's just like going through his
That
day.
dude's car had been there for 3 days. He said that.
He's going through his day as normal and just encountering the people that are dicks to him and just fucking with him. Vegiclean, huh? Little extra. Taco on that cheese. Cheese on that taco.
We're
go
saying
look-
everything backwards.
Taco on that cheese, yeah. That's what happens also when you get a different personality. You start talking backwards, kind of. I like how he just dropped trow here and fucking shits. He gave that guy an eye full of asshole, too. He just, like, bent over right in front of him. My birthday's in 2 days.
Happy birthday.
Celebrate. Well, I did celebrate with a couple of my coworkers last night. I did something I've never done before, and I, like, talked to girls in a bar for, like, almost 2 hours. Just at the bar. Like, I stood there while they were sitting at the bar.
Are you saying you've never talked to a girl in a bar before?
Pretty much.
Is that what you call asking out on a date?
Yeah, well, like, even just, like, it wasn't even... I didn't ask him out on a date, but I did... It was funny.
Show interest?
You want to know what my in was?
Yes, I do.
This guy was talking to us earlier at the bar, and he just, like, volunteered this information. And he's like, you see that table of girls over there? You go pick the hottest one. You go up to that table and you say, "You're stunning, and I just want to fuck the shit out of you." He said, 20% of the time that works. He's like, so you need to go do that. And then he gets up and goes over there. And, like, he was giving us all this advice about how, like, to pick up chicks and shit. Like, unprompted. We didn't ask him. He's like, I'm 35. I've been divorced twice. I have 5 kids. You know, he was a relatively good-looking guy. And he just gets up and goes to talk to these people. And we looked over in the table. Like, all the girls had this, like, disgusted look on their face. And so I went to the bathroom. Like an hour later and came in, and the guy was down at the end of the bar, and he had his leg up on this girl's, like, chair, and he was talking to her and her friend, you know. And so, like, he walked away, and I, like, swooped in there. I was like, I really just want to know. I was like, what is this guy? You know, I was like, what is this guy's chances? Like, how are they with you? And how is this going? And, like, did he come up here and ask you if he wanted to fuck, if he could fuck the shit out of you? His words, not mine, you know? And they're like, oh, he, like, horribly bombed, basically. And, like, he didn't use that line, but, like, he did the classic, like, put somebody down, you know, so, like, that they feel like they need you to bring him back, you know what I mean, sort of thing. Like, he like, oh, I went to Purdue, you went to wherever, like, that school sucks or something, you know, just kind of like girls like an asshole sort of thing, like, mentality. And it totally did not work for him. And then, like, that was my in. I was like, so this guy, I was like, he's telling me this is what I have to say to girls. I was like, so if it doesn't work, you know, I can move on. I only have to ask, like, 6 more girls, so I just want to put it out there right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked for like 2 hours. It was kind of cool. One of them was married. One of them was not. They were like 37 and 38.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just chatting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. It's nothing I normally do, but it was funny to, like, that was the situation. That was how it happened. Like, I really just wanted to know about what this guy's, you know, how his fucking strategy works. Because he's, like, you know, trying to talk all big when he's with the guys, but then he goes over with the girls and apparently fucking flames out immediately. So I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
It was a good time, though. But yeah, it allowed me to, I mean, for the better part of, like, 7 years, pretty much, I've been in a relationship. And I'm only 29, so I never really had that time to go to, like, the bar and, like, hang out and have a good time. I mean, clearly I've done that. You've been there when I've done that. But I mean, like, as a single person.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a 29-year-old, reasonably newly single person, it's an interesting thing to do for, like, you know, kind of the first time in your life to, like, have that phase. You know what I mean? Because I had a college phase. Like, I went to school and shit and, like, fucked around, like, grades-wise and stuff. Not like, I mean, I did fuck around, but, you know.
Which well, I'm curious, and maybe now's not the time, but
No, go ahead.
You still hang out with your ex, though?
Yeah, well, not anymore in that, like, capacity.
Not
Not anymore in the of the sexual variety.
Yeah.
We
But-
just, I mean, like we
So
we
yeah,
went, like I took her with my friends the other week to like a concert, and we just hung out and like drank and watched the show and bullshitted and smoked and like stuff, and then we went our separate ways at the end of the night. And she gave me a haircut the other day, which was nice. And I bought her some pizza for it. So I mean, whatever. We have a very very nice relationship right now. We're just two good buddies that have had things of ours inside of one another at some point, but are no longer at that point. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's cool because like I don't know. I mean, shit, dude. I've known her for like damn near 10 years now. So, and it wasn't like something where it's like we like killed one another's family or anything. So we should be able to be civil. And we're trying to pay off a loan right now that we got out while we were together. So it's always nice to not have to pay a loan all by yourself. So
for what?
we went on vacation to the Bahamas.
Ah.
So
I've been there.
yeah, me too. I remember your trip. It was fucking incredible, though. I loved it. I really loved like every minute I was there. Mostly. Yeah. Things happen when you're when you just have like to get a drink. All you have to do is like swipe a card.
Yeah.
Like there's like hot tubs everywhere, and fucking you're just like getting wasted and like getting over drunk and shit, and just
a lot of money gets spent.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the issue. I mean, it was just you get drunk and you just like say hateful shit to one another sometimes. You know what I mean? Like stuff just comes out when you're drunk that it normally doesn't.
Yeah.
Even with your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So, Mike, back to what I was saying a long time ago. Period sex. No, you have this interesting take on it because you've stated that you've been with someone that didn't mind it, and then with someone that did mind it, and apparently it's not just. I thought it was just guys that weren't into it, but apparently, like, girls have this issue where they just feel like they're disgusting or,
Yeah, they don't want to gross you out.
But, like, it's a horny time in a girl's existence when she is perioding.
In my experience, they were always horny.
Perioding. Dude, I know so much about female anatomy, it's ridiculous. And all the terms and, like, places where things are. But, yeah, I don't know. You don't seem to mind? I'm not a big minder.
Oh no.
Of the Red Rocket.
No, I don't mind at all. I mean,
I think why I keep talking about is we need to coin a term for this thing. It can't just be like period sex, It'd be like the Red Moon Battle or something. The Battle of the Red Crescent or something like that,
Man.
I guess the biggest issue, I can't put myself in that mindset. Oh, I guess I can. Let me do it. Okay. Apparently the big issue is like seeing blood on the genital itself, on the member, the male member.
Right.
That's what the guys that do have problems with it, that's where they generally
understood.
Favor that.
But if you just get in the shower,
that's exactly what the girl at the bar said last night.
And don't look at it.
That gives sex advice. Maybe you guys should give sex advice together. She's like, you just wash it off in the shower.
Yeah.
And then the best part was she started singing Dear Chasey Lane, the blood,
Dear
Chasey
Lane.
Lane. Yeah, she knew all the words, and she's like, I love Bloodhound Gang. I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, you should definitely be on the show. You'll fit right in.
She should meet Will. Damn.
We were there with her boyfriend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it was just a really weird thing.
This was the scene that, of course, had me on the floor.
On the floor.
And because I hadn't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is really funny
or
too.
even the first time.
It's so ridiculous because like I think that's what's so funny about it. It's just like the premise,
Yeah.
He just keeps shooting the fucking cow in the head.
It won't die.
It doesn't like live anyway. Like a scene later, somebody refers to like the cow. It's like damn thing could barely walk. Shot in the head 9 times. Yeah, it's pretty good, sir. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. See, I got this confused with another movie. Apparently, something happens in another movie where they're like trying to move the cow and like push it, and it's like dead or something, and like it like the tissue collapses and they like fall into it or something, like come out all like gross and cow-getty. Give him an old choker hold there. Have you ever gotten cotton mouth this bad?
Yeah. Yes.
Where you're like,
and it always makes me think of this scene.
you have
of
like
this
the
movie.
white like build up around the corners of your mouth. Shit. Not this extreme though. Like your gums weren't like receding back over your teeth and shit. This was do you get like Jim Carrey dehydrated? There's no way, dude. There's no way it happened.
No, it wasn't that bad,
Okay.
but I always feel like it is when I haven't had a drink in an hour.
Who's this slick fuck? I always wanted hair like that at some point in my life for some reason. Where it's just thick and you like slick it back.
Haven't you ever been stuck somewhere where you couldn't
Excuse
get
me.
a drink and then they just keep smoking
Yes, I have been somewhere quite a few times when it was like that.
and no one will give you anything to drink? They're like, just keep smoking. It's cool.
I really like you guys. You're cool. Thanks for being my friend, bro. You cannot tell me you've ever had cotton mouth like that.
Yeah, I'm like, it wasn't white. My lips weren't white or anything, but
He's just been eating cocaine.
like I was like touching my tongue and it's just not wet at all. Feels like dry sandpaper.
wet. Actually, speaking of cocaine, I think there's some Adderall in there. Maybe that's kind of. I could lick off a plate.
Say what?
You ever done Adderall?
No.
It'll help cure you of your ADHD. You just gotta snort enough of it. It basically feels like you're on cocaine, but you don't have that like need to do more.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? You're not like I want to. Even though the Adderall tastes like candy, it's a prescription drug, so they take out the dependent sort of thing. I don't know. That's totally a lie. People are dependent on all kinds of prescription drugs.
Well, yeah, you can get addicted to anything.
Yeah, of course. I'm addicted to drinking water. I'm addicted to life.
Mm.
The funny thing is, this is a pipe of marijuana. So what other, did you say there were other discussion topics to bring up? Did you look up, like, any kind of, like, topic or anything like that? Or you just found the trivia?
I didn't.
They're
I
like-
tried.
they're like, mental illness is a serious concern in the United States. What else could you talk about with this movie?
How Renee Zellweger should have never been the
Thing-
star.
A thing. She's no Cameron Diaz in Something About Mary. This girl's kind of worthless. Is what you're saying. Renee Zellweger should always be relegated to the second female in any movie.
Right.
At least,
She
at
could only
most.
be the cute friend.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Besides the obvious reason for using the name Irene in the title, the Greek name for peace is also Irene.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool. I like it. Does she bring him peace?
He's always trying to
Find.
make peace between Charlie and Hank.
Oh, I got you. Somebody's mowing their fucking lawn, dude. Better not be on the recording. I'm gonna get pissed. I'm gonna be a little pissy. This is funny. Just her fucking mugshot and him with like a bunch of toilet paper and Palm's hand lotion. That looks so fake too. Like they totally made that like label for the lotion. Yeah, make sure it says hand lotion really big and the name brand's Palms. Get it?
Right.
What does it say? Like 100%. He grabs it and like shoots it all over the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for my lips. That's the worst. Yeah, like if somebody ever comes into your bedroom and you're a male and you have a bunch of like crumpled tissue, they just automatically assume you're jerking off in there.
Right.
Like you could be,
I mean, yeah.
you'd be like, seriously, I cannot breathe right now. It's horrible.
I know. I was gonna mention how easily people will jump to the conclusion if you have lotion
Masturbation, yeah.
and or
I have 3 bottles of lotion under my sink.
Kleenex nearby.
I have 3 bottles of lotion under my sink, and I've never used any one of them to masturbate with.
Right. I mean, I'm sure
That's true. That's
you
100%
pretty much do it
true.
at some point in your life, but it doesn't become a habit.
Exactly. Well, I guess for some people they can't do it without. Like, I'm not even like a spit. Like, some people are like, spit. Like, why? You can just. That's the beauty of masturbation. You can do it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You don't need the.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait on the girl to get ready.
Is that the thing with like the lotion or something? Like it feels more like being with a vagina.
Yeah.
But you're not. See, don't give yourself that illusion. That's
Right.
the problem.
Yeah.
All these kids with their crazy millions of pornos and, hologram women and sex robots, they lose the, that feeling going back to nature. Just
Yeah.
man with man on man action.
Say what?
That's masturbating for you.
Oh, okay.
I can't quit you.
But the best thing is to be with a female if you're a guy.
No, that's not the best thing. It's one thing.
Uh,
If you don't like females, then it's the worst thing, probably. I'm sure that, I'm positive
Okay, well, to be
that
with
people
another
prefer their kicks.
being,
Yeah,
then
yeah, no, what you're saying is it's preferential
you gotta
to
be
not be
PC about this.
Yeah, you do, because it's a new world, sir. But it's preferential to be with somebody else than just be by yourself jacking off all the time like a poor loser.
Yeah.
Just a minute, Mom. Just a minute, Dad. Just a minute, Professor. I don't know. That's what it sounds like when you masturbate. Is that
But,
chair made of
But
wood? I just tried to do my Mr. Woodchuck impression. Is that wood? Is that it? That's better, right? Isn't that you know what I'm talking about? From Full House?
yeah.
You shift the eyes.
Yeah, and
Wood? I don't know. Sounds like a gremlin or something. Like Gizmo or something. I don't know, man. I always wanted to do like voiceover work. I thought that would be fun. I can do like different voices and shit, be different characters. I need to get a demo reel going, and it should not include anything from the show. I could get a legitimate job doing that.
yeah.
A little side work, side piece. Side piece, I like it, sir.
Okay.
I just need acknowledgement. That's all I really wanted. Okay, sorry.
No, it's cool.
Okay, let's see here. Sir, what's happening here? He is staring at us and not moving. I do not approve. 1, 2, 3, act. Dude, gas is $1.13 a gallon in this movie, not in real life.
Right. Obviously not in real life,
That's
unfortunately.
insane, though. That's almost when I started driving. What year did this movie come out? It had to be not much longer.
2000.
2000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not 100%, I guess.
What the hell is wrong with him? He is suffering from a major mental affliction, and he cannot help himself.
Mm-hmm.
This alternate personality is in control, and, if he was his other personality, I'm sure he would be super nice and stuff, but this is a different person. This is Hank. I'm just saying you can't blame it on Charlie.
Well, yeah, you kind of can, because in this movie, at least.
Why?
Because if Charlie had just let his emotions out to begin with,
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
if he would have just...
bottling them up inside.
Maybe that's why people think like that. Because
It's a lesson to all of us.
So everyone just blames the person that has it. The people.
Right.
Right. Okay.
The people.
The people. So they're going into hideout areas, right? They're going to hideout. He's like, what about the water and the food? And Hank,
Yeah, and he's like, I got supplies in the trunk.
Hank already, no, Hank already procured, yeah. She said Hank already has it in the trunk. He already procured a bunch of shit. This is awesome. This giant dildo is a supply. That thing is gross. That looks about right. That's an accurate representation of a penis, kind of. If you could give that dildo a grade on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? Another 6?
On
On the dildo's realness penis reflecting scale.
I'll give that a 7.
Give that a 7 solid. Could be a little less floppy. That's weird.
But it's funny.
Yeah, that's what's funny about it. Floppy dildos are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the ladies...
Much funnier.
Our daddy wouldn't hurt a motherfucking fly. Do you really have to put it like that? You could just say fly, right?
No, you have
to. Seem less aggressive.
You have to.
You have to differentiate the fact that he is white and you are black and you are his child, but you aren't really his biological child, but he's your child anyway because you raised him, and yeah. So motherfucking fly.
Because Charlie's a badass dad.
Doesn't he say something like earlier too? It's like Charlie says something like they would say it. It's like, that crazy motherfucker, or like, he's like, that crazy asshole or something. I don't remember. He tries to sound like them, and they start cracking up laughing.
He's like, don't make me bust a cap.
Oh yeah, make me bust a cap.
Or he said, remember my rule, no bitches after 11.
Here it is. This is his
But up until 11, all bitches are allowed, apparently.
He has advanced delusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage, but he's a very gentle person. Motherfucker robot.
Right.
Oh man, you know what? I don't give a shit. Okay. We're gonna crank this shit up so people can hear this part because it's actually pretty funny. I like that. I think it's it's a pretty good part. So get ready. We're gonna give you a little 10-second clip here on Movie Buzzed.
It's a really big event.
Man, our dad ain't no fucking nutcase. He may have advanced delusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage, but he is a very gentle person.
I love the way he motherfucker robot.
That's good stuff.
And she has like a fucking jart to defend herself. It's funny that he switched over and the first thing she thinks about the fucking supplies. You know, but when a man loves a woman, he buys things like dildos and liquor.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna ram it home, you know. I was gonna lube it up and ease it in there inch by inch, like a gentleman, like a gentleman, like a gentleman. So he's an amateur detective, Hank. See, Charlie's just a highway patrolman, but Hank's like a detective. That's what they should do for the second season of True Detective. Let's just have Jim Carrey play Hank and Charlie. Have you seen that show?
I don't think I've seen it.
With, hey, bro. Oh, Matthew McConaughey and,
Oh, yeah. I saw, the first episode.
Woody.
Yep, I did see the first episode.
Yep.
It was intense.
Old co-host Caleb came over and brought, the whole season. But we kind of got beyond watching that. We were having various philosophical discussions. Whatnots.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I get.
You know how we do.
You know how I get with the deepness and the whatnot.
She's falling and he has to grab her by her tits.
He grabs her breasts.
I've done it. It works.
That you're going over there. Yeah, it works. What do you mean? What's your definition of working? She touches you. By touch, I mean smacked your face.
I mean, you get 2 handfuls of boob, and generally she's okay with it because she was falling. So you had to catch her.
I'm slowly starting to realize you lead a sad existence, sir. I could use some tit today.
How's that?
I'm going to go find a lady falling. I don't know.
It's a girl that I'm already dating.
You're hanging out with me. That's why you lead a sad existence.
The only way I'd be that close to a girl when she's falling is because I'm already dating her.
You want to know why I know I lead a sad existence? Because I don't have anything better to do on a Sunday afternoon. The only free day I have off of work than to sit here.
I've never really been slapped. Well,
talk with myself.
Okay, I have before, but
I didn't
really deserve it.
I got punched by a girl once. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. It was, dude, alcohol is bad, okay?
Right.
That's all I can say. I mean, it wasn't really a justified punch. It was a reaction to something I had said.
Right.
Which wasn't, in retrospect, it wasn't that fucking huge, but being all drunk and shit, it was just like, ah! You know?
Yeah.
Boom. A little punch in the face. Whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people should hit anybody. I'm just saying,
yeah,
I got hit in the face and shit. It happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't run my mouth like that when I drink.
Yeah.
Maybe people should learn to control their emotions when they drink, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's at fault.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't go out and drink. I just drink in private.
It's a good idea.
Poke myself with sewing needles.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm not going out in public and getting in fights.
Literally steals candy from a baby, pretty much. Ice cream.
The ice cream looks really good too. Looks like B&J. Blowing job ice cream. Ever heard of it?
No.
It's Ben and Jerry's. That's B&J.
But I do know in this scene where he gets kicked
Kicked in the nuts.
and then
in the testicles.
and then he flies down, over this thing, and it's actually him.
Does he get kicked in the testicles here?
No, in the face.
She kicks him in the face.
That's actually him that flips over and rolls and jumps.
That's awfully acrobatic.
Let's see that. An instant replay.
It's pretty good. Pretty good there. Well, the kick and the chops didn't work out as planned. So what do you got going on tonight, sir? What did you say? You have Wrestle SummerSlam?
WWE SummerSlam.
What are some of the main things main cards you're looking forward to?
John Cena versus Brock Lesnar
Yeah?
for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Of the world.
Exactly.
Nice. So is that that's the main thing?
Yeah.
Do you think who has it now right now?
John Cena.
Do you think Cena's going to lose it to Lesnar?
I think he is.
Really?
Because Lesnar beat the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania.
No, what? How did he?
Yeah. That happened.
How was that? Okay, he broke his. He didn't like. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. No. I thought you were saying like he broke his streak of like consecutive wins at SummerSlam or something like that.
At
But
WrestleMania.
yeah, but he actually broke Undertaker's streak. He didn't create his own streak. I got what you mean. Like he was the streak breaker. He was the one that defeated the Taker.
Right.
Okay.
He was the one after 21 and 0.
So is that like him beating Undertaker? Did that give him the SummerSlam go for the title?
The momentum.
Okay, so he had to accomplish some other things before he actually got to be on the card with John Cena.
No, that pretty much was all he had to do.
That sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you beat the Undertaker, you should be able to write your own ticket. I mean, come on, dude's 21 and 0.
That's very true. I felt like that Brock Lesnar was maybe being like phased out of the whole thing. His name wasn't like popping up very recently.
Yeah.
In my radar. Not that I have like a huge wrestling radar, but you know.
I mean, he only wrestles like every 3 to 6 months.
See, there you
and
go.
then he only wrestles like one match.
So he's probably not gonna win.
No, yeah, I think he is. I think he is gonna win, and then somebody's gonna beat him
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or something. So is this just like a straightforward like match for the title? There's no like, are there any kind of stipulations or anything there?
No, I don't think so. I think it is just straight up match.
Just beat him. Yeah, okay. So I thought, maybe there was someone else that could just run in.
But
Like,
I could
I
totally
challenge you.
I could totally see something happening where the match doesn't go right, and then somebody has to restart it with no disqualification or something.
Oh, okay. See, I like where your mind's going.
But that's just me guessing.
Are there any other belts up for contention?
Yeah, my other favorite match that I'm looking forward to, of course, the Intercontinental Championship with Miz and Dolph Ziggler.
So the Intercontinental is just like a notch below or what would you consider the Intercontinental title as opposed to like the World Championship belt?
Yeah, it's just like a notch below it, exactly. Yeah, it's just like the second tier of wrestlers that aren't good enough to wrestle for the WWE Championship.
Gotcha.
They wrestle for the Intercontinental.
So who's it? Dolph
Ziggler.
Ziggler?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's
relatively new.
No, not at all. He's like 5 years, 10
Well,
years plus.
Relatively.
Maybe to you.
Yeah, to me.
He's the new
going back
Shawn
like 17
Michaels.
years. Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
He's the show off.
Oh, okay.
That's his thing.
Does he kick him in the chops?
No, he's just always 100%.
And who's Dolph Ziggler squaring off against?
The Miz.
The Miz.
The former Real
You
World.
big Miz guy?
He's all right.
Is his real name like Michael or something?
Yeah,
What's his real name?
Michael. Yeah.
Mike
the Miz.
Mike.
The man.
The Miz, the myth, the legend. So who are you looking forward to winning that one? Who would you like to see win that one?
Dolph Ziggler, for sure.
Why is that?
Because he's a better wrestler.
It's not like a personality thing. You just think he's a better wrestler.
Well, he has a better personality, I think, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Miz is old news, man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Dolph Ziggler's like old news too. 10 years, that's a long time. No, these contracts last for fucking ever. I heard that the WWE re-signed Sting recently or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably just to wrestle like one match or something, maybe. Could be him who beats Brock Lesnar.
See, there you go.
Probably not, but it could be.
Why not? It could work. Is the tag team title up for grabs at all? Do you know?
Yeah, the Usos.
Usos.
They're children of Rikishi,
Okay.
or they're at least related to him.
Oh, okay. That's
I
like
think they are children.
So they
His sons.
do they have the title?
They have the tag team titles, yeah.
Do you know who's challenging them?
And then
The Bushwhackers.
damn, I can't remember.
Oh no, you gotta Google that shit. What other titles are there? Because I remember at one point there were like, there was like there's the hardcore title. Is that still a thing? Wasn't that a thing? The hardcore title?
Yeah, it's not anymore. Yeah,
Remember, there's a lot of like Al Snow
they
and
phased that
Mankind
out
and
a long time ago.
shit. And then wasn't there like a European title or something like that? Maybe that's Intercontinental one. I don't know.
Yeah, no, there was a European, but they phased that out a long time ago.
Is there still? They still do the ladies titles and shit.
Yeah, they phased out the women's, and now they got the Divas
Okay, yeah.
Championship. They changed it basically.
So it's more about them being like sexy than actually like
Yeah,
the entertainment of
yeah, for sure.
sport or whatever. I mean, they're still very competent wrestlers, right?
Yeah, they're kind of, yeah.
But like they're like, okay, bra and panties match. There we go.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
it's not as near as many as those as it used to be though. They are coming back to wrestling a bit. They went just straight, entertainment hot chicks, but now they're coming back to wrestling a bit.
So what if fucking Brock Lesnar wins and then the Taker challenges him for the title to get his revenge?
That'd be awesome, but I think Taker's done.
You mean like career? Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you mean like career-wise?
Yeah, I think he's done for sure.
He's in his 50s now, probably.
Yeah.
Is Kane still wrestling?
Yeah.
They're not really brothers though, right?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
That's funny. I remember that.
Not at all.
I remember how big it was to want to. Like I used to, when I was that age, like what he was out around when I was like probably 14, 13, something like that. I used to draw back then. I always used to draw Kane because I thought it was cool. They never took his mask off, and then he did. I remember it was like such a big deal. Like there were multiple times where like the storyline was we're gonna demask Kane.
Yeah.
And it finally happened.
Yep. He did it himself, I think.
I wasn't thoroughly impressed.
Not at all.
Like real creepy and shit, because it was like they used to do like the red light where they just like drown the whole arena in like red light and shit. Like it was really weird. I liked it. That's why I liked Undertaker. That was one of the first wrestlers I like gravitated towards. It's pretty cool.
Right.
We went to a pay-per-view here, a Buried Alive match, and he got buried. And then like I kid you not, a fucking bolt of lightning came out of the sky and struck the grave he was buried in, and the hole was empty and he was gone.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, it was clearly like a trap door underneath, but it was like they just like, how do they get like a bolt of lightning struck down out of the rafters? Is that safe? And like, I don't know. It was awesome though. I've seen some crazy shit. I had the pay-per-view when Owen Hart fell to his death. That was really strange. Because like they just had like some weird commercial breaks for like a while, and then they kind of announced what happened, and they're like, and now back to the action. No, like commemorate this guy. There, it's kind of. I would say it's disrespectful.
Would you?
I would. One of our Indiana Pacer players, Paul George, broke his foot playing in the international like USA basketball like exhibition. It was disgusting. Like his whole foot like shifted. Like it was you could just see it break. It was so gross, and they stopped playing the game. Like it's a possible career-ending injury, and they just like stopped playing the game. So I would assume that wrestling would stop at pay-per-view if someone fell to their death in the middle of the ring.
But they didn't.
But they did not. No, they just cut to Mean Gene. No, that was after Mean Gene. You know that guy's still around? He has his own fucking podcast, I believe.
No.
He does a bunch of stuff on the WWE channel or the WWE network.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he hosts some shows or
I
whatever.
believe that.
Mm-hmm. Did you get that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting it tonight, of course, to...
But how much is it for a year?
It's $10 a month, so it'd be...
That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's $10 a month, and it has like all the classic matches you could want, all the pay-per-views.
Yeah, it's got everything.
Plus it's like Sports Center for wrestling basically and shit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like all the shit you could
They've
want.
been trying to promote the hell out of it. They've been coming on the show and being like, for only $9.99,
$9.99.
you can watch SummerSlam and any pay-per-view before it. Pretty much.
Excuse me. Okay, let's wow these people. Let's finish out strong, dude. We got 50 minutes strong. You gotta be strong for 50 whole minutes. So what's going on here?
He just had plastic surgery to fix his nose, and he also got his chin fixed.
But Hank did it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Who the hell is that guy?
Y-
He was like their waiter.
Yeah.
Milky.
Yeah. And those glasses that he wears are real. Those are his real glasses.
Those are his glasses?
Yeah, with the telescope thing on them and all.
Wow. Is that for his vision? Is it that's weird.
I don't know
That's
that.
freaking
but
me out.
I know those are his real glasses. But he never appears in another movie after this one.
You are full of information. I love it. Super info, like I said. So I guess I'm going to have to do this interview later without you.
Right.
So you'll have to listen to the show just so you can hear the interview.
Drop it like it's hot.
So you can be interested.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be waiting.
The first one was good, like I said.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Wesley. I wonder if his friends call him Wes. Just wondering. Stare out from the distance like that. Engage me. Or don't. Just stare at the people in the plane. That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not that good, but
clearly, but it is a telescope.
yeah.
I mean, it literally is like she put on his glasses and could see the people's faces in the plane. This is weird. Like now he just turns into Hank anytime he sees some kind of thing that he feels is like an injustice.
Yeah.
His triggers are nuts. Jesus.
And then it turns out he's wrong because it's actual.
He fucking tears this guy's car apart, like empties trash into it, smashes the windshield, rips off the seat covers and shit, pissing in the fucking gas tank because the guy parked in a handicapped spot with no sticker. And he's going to pick up a guy that looks like he had fucking back surgery or some shit or something. I don't know. What do you wear? What do you wear something like that for? Where you have your head in the metal like frame with like shoulder guards and shit. What is that for?
I don't know.
Yeah. You have to like keep your entire upper body like equal. Ooh. Look at that penis. Apparently his penis stretches down to his knee.
Right.
What a weird guy. He's such a weird guy.
Yeah. He's the opposite of Charlie.
Yeah.
And Charlie is not weird.
She wants to fuck him. Right?
Yeah, she does. So
He's doing like the contact. He's doing the like physical contact. Oh, he's a tarantula on him or something like
yeah,
that. Right?
the tarantula. Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah. Tarantulas would never get into your car.
And like, yeah, tarantulas in like the middle of Rhode Island or something. You wouldn't notice a giant tarantula like getting in your car and oh my god. That'd be awful.
Yeah.
Ew. I hate buggies.
They just use tarantulas because they look the scariest. They're not even poisonous.
They do, they look nuts. Are they not?
They're not.
Ooh. Conjoining rooms. You know what that means. Time for a little the old in out.
Yeah, for him and Milky.
Laying in the same bed together. It's cute. I don't understand why. Whitey, Milky, what the fuck ever. Why? That's so weird. Why does he have those nicknames?
So it's really weird.
Ugh. Good old Yuengling.
Yuengling?
Yuengling.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Mm.
Yuengling is neither spelled ying nor ling. The ling is spelled correctly. The ying is spelled really strangely. Yuengling. That's Yuengling. It's a little song.
What would you do if the guy right next to you said he just killed his whole family?
Wait, what?
Because that's what Milky says to him, is that he just killed his whole family when he was like 15.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would probably try and go.
Would you stay at the same hotel?
Would you even just like move out of the hotel, just leave him
well,
there?
yeah, wouldn't you get Irene and get the fuck out?
That's what he's doing right now.
Oh, they don't leave.
Ooh, he's trying to. But isn't this the thing? Isn't he deceiving her right now?
Not yet, no. No, this is Charlie.
Oh,
Still.
it's still Charlie. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so silly. Was that them like trick or treating like a year ago?
No, she even asks, "Is this a Halloween?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, we're just messing around."
Just dressing up like just me and three full grown black children dressing as characters from the Wizard of Oz, day-to-day basis.
Yeah. I mean, it's not weird at all.
It's not weird, it's normal, man.
It's weird that you think it's weird.
It's weird that I'm weird. Okay, so what do you have in that thing?
More Kool-Aid.
You're a Kool-Aid drinking foo. Is that some kind of special water?
No.
Nope.
Straight out of your tap.
Ooh. Good luck with that. Water.
Tastes okay.
It's tap water. I don't know. It's not. There's nothing in the water that isn't normal. It was funny. Last night I was at the bar. And I was talking to those two ladies, and that's probably why I don't talk to girls when I'm out, because I refer to them as ladies. But yeah, like this girl's drinking. I had a drink of like water, and then she went to drink it. I was like, yeah. I was like, you might not want to drink that.
And that probably freaked her out.
It was really funny. She laughed and then she drank it. Yeah, they were really responding to my weird humor. It was kind of strange.
Well,
freaked me out.
Well, you had the perfect wingman, and the other guy who was just.
I said I told him that. I was like,
just follow that guy around.
I was like, that guy's my wingman. I was like, this is all an elaborate setup.
He doesn't know it, but
no, I was like, I came with that guy. It's an elaborate setup. I was like, what he does is he totally just like overdoes it, and then it just lets me.
You said that
in.
to them?
Yeah, yeah. They thought it was. They could all like. They got every single one of my sarcastic remarks, which was nice. Because normally I'm not good at like differentiating between talking normally and talking sarcastically.
Yeah, I'm aware.
You know?
We've met.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think you kind of have that problem too. A lot.
I've done that. Yeah. I think I've gotten better.
Yeah. I like to think that, but then.
See, this is where Hank is
occasions.
about to come into control.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. He's silly setting her up.
And yeah, he's pretending like
he's Charles.
Charlie. And the only time he does it, and he does it perfect. It's the perfect Charlie impression.
It wouldn't be hard, though. He's observed this guy living for the past, 35, 40 years. He's had plenty of time to practice.
Right.
I could practice being you. I could do the perfect Mike impression, and I want to be able to tell the difference.
Oh, you think so?
Shit, man. People confuse Will and I for one another pretty occasionally. It's happened. That's all I can say. People have called him Zach and me Will before multiple times. You just have to look like an average white guy.
If you say so.
I guess we look a little bit similar because we both have like beards and we're of average height and weight and pale indoor skin.
I don't think I've ever mistaken one of you for the
other.
other.
Well, no, but yeah.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Even when Will 15 years or something crazy like that. So, you've known me 8-10 years. So I hope you never confuse us. If you start doing that,
then something's wrong.
Yes, something has begun to be wrong that is not already wrong.
Here's another one of my favorite scenes.
Guess what time it is? 4:20 in the afternoon. 4:20. Okay. Why? Oh, because his ass hurts.
Yeah.
Because he went to bed as Hank and woke up as Charlie.
Oh no, because he's about to pee and it just goes crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah. You enjoy the sex pee?
And I think about it all the time
I think about it all the time when I pee crazy.
because I've been having sex a lot.
Oh, yeah, you've been saying that. You've been having sex a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. From someone who has not been having sex a lot. And by not a lot, I mean at all. Congratulations on that, sir. You win the prize. You're the manliest man in this room.
Which is sex.
Which is sex.
And lots
Which
of
is
it.
having it. Okay, Mike, I think with that convo, we're going to have to end the episode on the lack of sex and having of sex talk. So, join us next time for the second half of Me, Myself, and Irene, and one of the most interesting interviews I have ever been a part of with the JC Clatch. 9 people, 1 body, 1 interview, 1 other person. That's me. That's what you get. So, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Come on back for the next episode of Movie Buzz. It's time for Movie Buzz. It is time for Movie Buzz. Tell your mom, your sister, and your cousin it's time for Movie Buzz. Here comes your host, Zach, carrying a 6-pack. Come on over, enjoy the phone. It's time for Movie